Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a special comic art spotlight. Tonight's guest is going to be Albert Moy. Before we bring Albert on, though, I have to issue an apology to Albert. I got us off track on our Tuesday chat where we were talking about how to buy artwork from, cheaper artwork from Comic Art Masters, and I made a comment, and Albert did not ask me to do this, but I felt I had to do it. I kind of got us off on a wrong foot when I said, when Berkey said something about a $50 piece of art that he had for sale, and I made the comment that, you can't sell artwork for $50 because, Albert almost charges that much for shipping. And it kind of went down from there. And, but it was a joke. I was just joking. Albert would have, if he would have seen there, if he would have sit next to me, he probably would have laughed and poured me another drink. And, but so I'm apologizing for that. And I also wanted to show, because everybody knows I showed off my artwork that I got from Albert the other day. And Albert's shipping is worth every penny. He ships everything in a super heavy cardboard. It's like double layered, and it's practically like Masonite. And unlike one of the comments that said he doesn't even bag his stuff, this one's bagged in Mylar. It's not a cheap piece of regular comic bagging. So it was a joke, everybody. And I shouldn't have said it. And also, when you buy from Albert, he usually gives you something nice. Look, see, I got a couple buttons. I got a mask, the exact one I wanted. So life is good. So just wanted to put that out there. Albert ships well. Albert knows how to ship. So let me bring Albert on to the screen here, and we can get this thing started.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing, Albert?
Great.
Good. So, one thing I didn't tell you while we were in the green room is if you look on the upper right-hand corner, there's a comments tab. And if you click that, you'll be able to see any comments that people are making while we're chatting tonight.
No?
Well, you are on an iPad, as I recall. So maybe your screen's too small and it doesn't show you that. But I'll bring any comments up that,
Maybe see the comment. Okay.
Oh, that's why if you turn it sideways. Yeah.
No comment. Chat. Okay.
You see it now?
Nope, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, maybe this is better.
Yeah, but see, there you go. Someone said it's stand-up thing to do, Bill. We all know that there was no ill intent meant. So that is very true. We were just trying to have fun. But I'll tell you that we broke the only unwritten rule we had, and that was we never talk bad about a dealer, even if we're just joking. It just shouldn't have been done. So it was our mistake. It was it's a good life lesson. But the thing was we were doing a new type of format. We weren't doing an interview, so we had no direction. So that was really the problem with that show. So Albert, I'm going to ask you the burning question that I bet is on everyone's minds. And that would be, how do the Mets look for next year now that you've taken the last two good players that the Cleveland Indians, my team, have?
No, we need to get Ramirez too.
Come on, you got to leave us something.
Well, you guys got two shortstops from us, and they're pretty good. Well, not Ahmed Rosario kind of sucks, but Jimenez is really good. You're gonna like him.
Okay, all right. Well, at least there's something good there. But yeah. I was shedding a tear because I knew we were going to get rid of him, and I did just, he was the last really star player that the Tribe had. So
I think you guys waited too long.
Oh, I agree. We should have done him like we did Bauer and got rid of him earlier.
Yeah, you need to get them at least 2 years before they leave you guys, But could have got a lot more, but still, you got good value from the Mets. For a player that 1 year away from free agency and with all the no crowds in the stadium, it's going to be tough for teams to pay big players now. So, but you guys got young guys who. And then two other prospects. I don't know the prospects. Since there was no minor league system, I have no idea if they're good or bad. So they could suck.
Yeah. Well, you got two great players. So, I hope you have a great season next year.
Me too. I hope Lindor doesn't become another Baega.
Right.
You guys, and he really sucked.
Well, he was always drinking, and so yeah, he was a great player, but he had problems off the field. And the only thing I'll tell you with Lindor is he's great during the season, but he has fallen apart every postseason that he's played in, and I don't get it. So that's the only thing you have to look out for with him.
Okay, well, hopefully he'll get us there. We haven't been in the playoff for a while. Well, since what, I think 3 years. Yeah.
Yep. Well, I think that's going to change now.
Okay.
But hey, everybody's getting a lot of comments here. Jeff Small says that the best pieces in his collection have come courtesy from Albert.
All
right. A Darwin and a Jim Lee piece.
Great. Well, I don't remember which pieces, but I'm sure they're great.
And Chris says that you got him a Jim Lee commission at the last con before COVID. So
great. Great. Oh, good pieces then.
Absolutely. So I now I know you've never actually seen one of our episodes, so I get to spring the burning question that everybody gets to start off with. It's tell me your origin story in the hobby, because you told me that you started collecting in 1983. I was a freshman in high school. I don't even think I went on a date yet. So you're out there collecting artwork in 1983. So how in the heck did you get started at such an early time?
Well, in '83, I was 18 years old. I think I started reading comics again, and I decided to go to a comic convention just to hang out, just to see what's going on. And then I saw a booth that had original artwork. I didn't know you can actually buy original artwork. I didn't know that the artist got the art back. I thought the company kept everything. I didn't know you can actually buy the pieces of art. So at that convention, there was artwork available. And I think I bought a John Byrne page, Fantastic Four page, and oh gosh, I don't remember what the other thing was. I just remember the John Byrne piece. And from there, I just got hooked, and I went to a bigger convention. And that's when I first bought my first Neil Adams piece, which was a page from Justice League '94 that had Batman, Deadman, and Aquaman on a cliff. And actually, that was my favorite page by Neil Adams. I actually cut it out from the comic book and pasted it up in my on my room, because that was my favorite page. I actually cut it from the comic book because I thought that page was great. And then the first Neil Adams I've ever seen was that page. So I thought it was easy to get artwork. I thought, you just think of it, and you just go to a convention, you can buy anything you want, So that show, I remember that was the first time I met Peacock and Scott Dunbar. Other dealers that were at that show was Len Fausto and Steve Harrington, Joe Manarino. Those are the first times I ever met those guys. And so Len Fausto had that page, and I believe he wanted $125 for it. And I remember Scott Dunbar was trying to make a trade with him, couldn't work out a trade. And then I went in there and tried to buy the page, but all I had in my pocket was $96.35 or something like that. And I just asked him at the time, I said, please leave me, can I buy it for $95? Because give me $1.35 so I can get back home. So he actually said yes, and I bought my first Neil Adams at that show. Yeah, at that con. Then I just went to my next con, and I saved up, I think, $200, and I met Bill Sienkiewicz, and he sold me it was a Frank Miller cover that he inked, and it was an unpublished Moon Knight cover, and it became a pinup in one of the Moon Knight books. So I bought that cover from him for, I think it was $50. And then right next to him was Larry Melstad. He had a Legion superhero cover, and he sold it to me for $50. And that was my actually first deal I ever made. I took that cover and I went downstairs to the dealers. I remember artists were upstairs and dealers were downstairs. And this is during a creation convention. I went downstairs and I met Steve Harrington. Steve Harrington was a dealer that used to represent Gil Kane, Paul Glacy. Who else did he rep? A few other guys, but I know for sure it was Gil Kane and Paul Glacy. And he had at the time, I had that cover, and he said he wanted that Giffen cover. So I said, okay. He had a Barry Smith Conan page from issue 3, and I told him I would trade him straight up for that page, which he wanted $175 for, and he said yes. So then I thought to myself, wow, I can actually do a deal and I could buy something cheaper and trade it for something higher. And I said, wow, this is great. This is, of course, years old. And I did this. And I said, this is fantastic. And, of course, at that same show, he had a stack of Steve Ditko's Spider-Man art. He had just a stack of it just for sale. And I just looked at it. I picked up a page that was, I think he wanted $250 for, and I just couldn't afford it at the time. I mean, it was $250. I had $200 in my pocket. I already spent $100. I had $100 left, so I just like, oh, I can't buy a Ditko Spider-Man page. It was $250. I remember that, and he had some all the way as low as 175, and he was breaking up stories, and I think at that time I think probably Pete Koch bought a story from him. And I remember Joe Manarino was there, and he was selling Trevor Von Eden art.
Oh, cool.
And, I remember he was asking the same price of Trevor Von Eden as, say, a Neil Adams page. So, yeah, at that time, Trevor Von Eden was very hot. So I remember selling it for that price. I remember looking at it and said, wow, same price as Neil Adams. I think I'll buy the Neil Adams. And so that's my beginnings, you know. Then I think I did a whole bunch of artists. I met artists and I started buying stuff. And I didn't have much money. I mean, I was 18 years old and I was working at a Haagen-Dazs, scooping ice cream. Whatever money I made, that's what I spent on, you know?
Well, the tips were good, I bet.
Yeah, whatever tips I got, whatever money I got, I just saved it up. And just all I did was I just spent on art because I thought this was incredible stuff, and I just kept buying. So that's how I started out.
You know, the impressive thing is that most people don't start out with Byrne and Adams pages. I mean, they start kind of lower.
Like $20 at the time.
Wow,
it was $20, and I mean, yeah, Byrne wasn't that expensive back in 83, 84, 83. It wasn't that much money. You could have bought a Kirby page for $25, you know. But John Buscema at the time was kind of expensive. You had to spend like like a Buscema a collar page. People really want a lot of money for it. It was $125, $150 at that time. And like I said, you could have bought a Kirby piece for like $50, $25 for Monster page. Thor paid $50. It wasn't. It was. I mean, it was expensive because at the time all I had was $200. That's all I had. A $100 budget or $200 budget. That's all I could spend. You know, so you had to make do with what money you had. But
sure.
I mean, I could have been I could have went crazy and bought. At the time, strip art was a lot of money. I could have bought some obscure strip art and spent $500 on it, which will probably still be worth $500 today. But
yeah,
strip art was very popular. Everybody thought strip art was the item to buy, and everybody was buying these really rare strips. I can't even think of the names of some of the obscure title they had at the time, but yeah, it was like the scarcity of it. That determined the price of the strip, and I just wasn't interested in that because I never read any of those strips back in 1930s. So
right, like Crazy Cat. or George Harriman artwork, that kind of thing.
And it was just some even weirder stuff.
Even weird.
Something really weird, like Teeny Weenies or something. I don't know what the title was. It was really crazy titles that I was like, I never heard of them before. And they would know everything about, but at that time, that's what was hot, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, I have read that. That strip art was really popular, or more popular than comic art.
Same thing like when during the mid '80s, painters were really hot. Like say Kent Williams,
Mm-hmm.
Jay Muth, George Pratt, very hot. I mean, they were getting big money. Everybody buying them. I remember my buddy bought a Jay Muth painting instead of buying that Dark Knight cover by Miller.
Oh no!
They were the same price.
Right.
And he was saying, I could buy this giant oil painting by Jay Muth, beautiful painting by Jay Muth, or buy this 11 by 17 drawing of Batman, all wrinkly, So he bought the Jay Muth, the painting.
Well, if he could go back in time.
Yeah, I know. Well, later on, I think I think it was just last year before COVID hit, or 2 years ago, he could have bought that painting back. And he tried to buy it back for the same exact price, but he got outbidded. I think it went for $1,000 more than he actually paid for the piece. So, but if he would have got the Miller piece, he would have probably sold it a long time ago anyway. So,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it goes, right? Even if you sell it for double, you think you're doing good. At least back then, you thought, you were really, you're really smart.
Just who knew that the price would go this high? I had no idea. If I did, I probably would have kept a lot more things,
Mm-hmm.
You can never tell. And plus, sometimes you think you can buy the piece and you can always get another piece later on, which I always believe too. I mean, something always comes to you. You just got to wait, and sooner or later something will pop up. But sometimes it doesn't pop up, but majority of the time it does pop up. But there have been cases that I sold pieces that I just thought that, okay, I could sell it, but I know I can get it back again. And there's been a few things that I never got back again. So unfortunately it happens. So
right.
You win some, you lose some,
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I've got a list of things that I'm trying to pick up now too, and it's a lot. I feel it's a lot more difficult now. So it must have, clearly it was a lot easier back then.
Back then it was a lot easier to buy artwork than to sell. It was very difficult to sell. Selling wise, you only had the Comics Buyer's Guide or the conventions. That's it. Or drive your phone bill crazy. Spend $300 or $400 a month making phone calls, long distance phone calls, to see if you can try to sell something. And back then, all you could do is send everything like photocopies.
Right.
Oh, it was no internet. You could send something instantly, or you had to take a picture of it, develop your roll of film, and then mail it. It just took forever, So, yeah, it took a long time to. It was way harder to sell way back when than it is now, and now it's very easy to sell. I mean, with the internet, it's just instant. People can see this thing instantly. Before, you would have to wait like 2-3 weeks, and who knows it's still available,
Oh, I know. Yeah, and it can be even faster. Yeah, a lot of times when you sell a piece of artwork, I'll see it end up on CAF and it'll still have your watermark on it. So some people can't wait, or they don't want to scan it themselves, so they just
scanners. A lot of guys don't have scanners. I apologize to all the customers that ask me for scans. Sometimes I think I send you the scan, so email me back if I haven't done it yet. I'm not ignoring you. Please email me back because I forgot, and I will do it. I promise you I will. If I have the scans. If it's a really old piece, like 5-6 years ago, I probably don't have the scans anymore. So I apologize if I didn't send you the scans for all who's listening. Sorry. I will send it out if you email me again. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Well, that's your PSA that you needed to get out there too. I should have let you start off. But so I mean that's that happens a lot though. I think a lot of people I've heard it very often. A lot of guys ask dealers for old scans and things. So I'm not surprised that people hit you up a lot for that.
Yeah, if you tell me before I mail the piece out, I'll scan it for you, no problem. But you tell me after I send it out, that's for me to find the scans would be really tough. Not unless it's a new piece. If it's an older piece that I had in my site for a while, I probably can't find the scans anymore. It's like an old file. I just don't know where the hell it is. But in my next website update, my next changing of my website,
yes,
which will make sure that everyone will get a scan when I sell a piece. He's gonna write something up in his program. I don't know what he's gonna do, but
I can come up with something. I definitely can.
Yes, we're gonna change this. We're gonna make it right for all the fans.
That's right.
Make it collectors, yes.
That is true. And Albert is on my to-do list in 2021 to get a new website redesigned for him. So it's definitely in our plans, and hopefully we'll be done before spring. Definitely. I've been thinking about it. I've got a few other projects of my own that I'm working on, but I'm not doing any other major dealer updates until I take care of Albert, because it's probably been about a year since we've been talking about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, a lot of ideas I want to do. I'm not sure if Bill can do it, but or I might drive him crazy when I'm doing it. But I'm asking him to do. But it might not be possible. But I'm sure there's a way, right?
That's true. Albert has the most customized admin of any dealer that I've worked with. So it's usually not me. Is it? Can I do it? No. I talk to my wife Maureen, and she does all the programming. So as long as she says she can do it, then we can do anything. But we can't do anything. So that's the truth.
Okay, great.
No, it's good to be pushed, even when you have to have her fix it 3 or 4 times.
Yes. Yeah.
So that does happen too. I think she's watching tonight too. So hopefully she doesn't take that the wrong way.
She said, "What? I wrote it right. You didn't tell me what to do correctly. You didn't give me the right information." I bet that's what you're saying to you.
Almost word for word. It's usually you didn't write a spec. You didn't write a spec sheet down for me, and then you just told me what you wanted, and I did what I thought you wanted, and it wasn't right. So sorry. I've got yeah. She but I've been getting that a lot. So I've been actually trying to be better about outlining my projects to her. So if I don't write it out, I give her a very detailed email now. So so how many years did you collect before you decide? Obviously you started selling or trading earlier. At what point?
Right away.
Yeah.
Because I didn't make enough money I realized that I had to sell to collect. That's how I'm a different dealer than most dealers. I sell and just put all the money back into the collection, or just to buy more artwork. So I'm not selling to buy myself a Lamborghini or I don't know, a pool table, or I don't know, a helicopter. No, I'm not trying to do any of that stuff. I'm just buying more art. So yeah, it's just buying more and more art. And what happened was I realized working at Haagen-Dazs is I'm not gonna have enough money to buy anything. So I just started to buy items, sell it, make money to buy other items. And that's what I did. And my philosophy was keep the best, sell the rest. And I just kept doing it. It kept going on and on and on. And sometimes I had to I'd sell the best, and I said maybe the best might come back up again. And sometimes it did, and sometimes it didn't. So you win and lose, Yeah, you got to take a chance sometimes. And for guys to say, "Oh no, I keep everything," well, okay, it's great if you can keep everything and you have enough money. I just didn't have enough money. I didn't come with money. I didn't have a lot of money. I was working. I was going to school. At the time I was still going to school. I was going to college. I was working Haagen-Dazs. I was scooping ice cream, and then I was going to school. Then I got a job in the city of New York, and I was trying to be an engineer, and whatever money I got, I just put it right into the artwork. Of course, my wife thought I was crazy when she saw me buying this stuff, but once she was with me at a San Diego con, she said, "Okay, I'm going to leave you alone. Okay, yeah, you can sell it. It's not some delusional thing that some fantasy you think it's worth money. Yes, it's actually worth some kind of money." So she just left me alone after that. But yeah, that's how I did it. I just kept went forward and just kept buying, selling, and that's what I did. I mean, I never thought I'd be a dealer. Really, I just thought, I would just buy so that I'd be able to collect, which is
Hmm.
basically what I'm still doing right now. I'm just buying so that I can collect. My main thing is trying to collect pieces for my collection that I think I'm missing, or that I want more of. There's certain pieces, certain artists I just want giant stacks of. I just can't get enough of their art. Like I love Neil Adams, and
Hmm.
I love Peanuts. I love Peanuts art, and I wish I could buy every single one, but I can't compete with the family, so there's no way I can do that. And with Neil Adams art, I try to buy as much as I can, but I sold a lot, so you know I look at pieces like I think in the next Heritage auction there's two covers and
There's, yeah,
a drawing that's pretty nice, but the two covers I really liked it. One of the covers is a story by Harlan Ellison.
right.
Yeah, I really like that cover, but right now it's up to like 21,000. So most likely it might hit 40 grand. And
Hmm.
pretty good. I like the cover, and it's a Harlan Ellison story, so I think that makes it even better. Um, Now the Green Lantern cover, I was never crazy about that story, but it is the second cover,
Right.
So I just wasn't crazy about the story. I hated that story because also it was inked by Jared Coyer. That story that was the second story was inked by Jared Coyer, and I wasn't crazy about those inks. So
Hmm.
that story just doesn't mean that much to me. But that JLA story is pretty good. I mean, Harlan Ellison wrote it, so it's like it makes it even more better. But I don't know if I want to spend $40,000 or $50,000 for it. So I'm retired now. I should just stop buying.
Right. Right. Exactly.
You know.
Now, so what? I mean, I don't want to jump too far ahead. So obviously, you just dealing or selling artwork was your way of building your collection. And I think that that's something that is overlooked by a lot of people, where they think dealers just go into it to just sell art and they don't care about their own, owning artwork for themselves. But there are, a lot of dealers that really do just what you do. They're dealing because they want to be able to grow those important pieces in their collection.
Yeah, I mean well, there's a lot of dealers that just did it just for selling, and I don't think much of them are around anymore. But I think more of the dealers that are dealing now are kind of collectors. Like Mike Berkey collects Spider-Man art, and Glenn Brunswick, who I don't know, just buys any cover he can find, I guess. And Will, who the hell knows what the hell he buys, but he buys something. Although I'm going to charge him $50 for every scan or every artwork he's going to look at.
Yeah, and I actually had this ready because I'm gonna cover his first 50. Okay.
Yes, $50 for every artwork he sees.
That's
Well,
right.
yes.
See, I knew I stepped in that one bad.
Yeah, I'm going to get him back someday, though. But anyway.
Nah, Will's a good guy, but yeah, you're right. What does he collect? He was always big in Perez. He always liked Byrne.
Big in Byrne, and I was like, wow, this guy is a true Byrne fan. He bought Byrne Fantastic Four, and he was like he won it all, and I think he almost cornered the market on the whole thing. Next thing you know, he sold everything, and I was like, what the hell is he doing? I said, is he getting out of it? And people got to sell things sometime. I guess he had a hardship in his life too, so I mean, I can understand why he sold some things. And then all of a sudden, he just stopped collecting Byrne, and I'm not quite sure what he collects now. I think he collects. I don't know.
But he
I have
sells. He's dealing.
no
So
idea what he collects now. I mean, you can ask me what he buy. The last thing I heard he trying to buy is a Garcia Lopez Batman cover, which I beat him out on.
man, you're cruel.
I'm very happy. I was very cool in that. It turns out that that's the first appearance of some Batman character. He's a new Batman. I forgot the name of the guy. Something Fox.
See, but you probably didn't buy it because it was a first
No,
appearance, right? No.
I had no idea. Later on, Bleeding Cools just said that that issue was the first appearance of the first Black Batman. So,
Huh. Well, yeah, there are guys that literally go after first appearance pages,
first appearance.
right?
So that covers the first appearance of a character, but of the next Batman, whatever that's worth. I had no idea. I just bought it because I wanted a Batman cover by Garcia Lopez. That's it. That's all I wanted. I just want a Garcia Lopez cover, and it was the right time period, and that's the period I want for Garcia Lopez. He penciled and inked it, so I said I want that, and I had to pay a lot for it. But yeah, I mean, it's my fault. I in the past I could have bought many Garcia Lopez covers, but I kind of passed on it because I was just looking for the perfect one, and I guess I never had the perfect one. And then the one that was almost perfect to me, that was almost perfect, showed up in Heritage, and I said, well, I got to go for it now, or I'll never own one. So I went, and I got it.
No.
So that's one.
Congrats.
Yes. I didn't mean to crush him. It's just something I wanted to get. I mean, the other person could have. Somebody really pushed me up on it. I don't think it was him, but he could have beat me too if he would have bid maybe 2 or 3 more bids higher, and then he would have, he could have crushed me.
Well,
I lost this, so it's not like I win every. I lose out on many covers, or pages. I don't win everything I bid on Heritage. I definitely can't win everything, but yeah, I get outbid all the time. But if it's something I want, I'm going to make them pay for sure.
Right. There's no. I mean, I get it. I mean, do you like their signature auction format where they kind of front load all the heavy stuff and then kind of spread out the rest over the because I would think when you're coming into it with a budget, even with a nice sized budget like yours, you kind of like focus on particular days that you're gonna you want, but you could spend everything in one day and you're done.
They feel that this platinum edition auction helps them. I have no comment on it. I don't think it helps them in any way.
Yeah,
I mean I've seen things in the goes lower than stuff that goes in the regular auction. I've seen things that sell at the the one that goes online on Saturday and their auctions sell for higher prices than stuff that's in their regular auction. I have no idea why things go for what prices. I have no idea. But yeah, it's just you just gotta be careful on those auctions. You gotta remember this, like 20% right there.
Right.
So you got 20%, and it depends on what state you live on, sales tax, and their shipping. It just gets really up there. You just gotta be careful what you buy. People gotta factor in all that extra cost so that you're ready to get that hefty bill from Heritage because it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have been. It seems like every time I do a market report on one of their signature auctions, there's always things that there's always records being set, whether on a particular artist or cover or artist and title. So I mean, this is the last 2 years really have been pretty crazy. I mean, I hear what you're saying as far as sometimes the scheduling puts some down. Prices a bit lower, but it's the last couple of years have everything's been going up.
Since COVID, I think prices gone skyrocketing. I mean, I guess since there's no conventions going on, people are just spending online, and I think stuff in the auctions are going very high. It's very solid. It's a lot of prices I don't even think I can get, and whoever's bidding on these things are paying very, very top dollar. And
Well,
there's some really good items in the this next Heritage auction, I think, and I mean it's pretty skimpy, but it's still some decent items in there. I mean, I think they do too many auctions, but you know, let's see what happens. See how this January one holds up. I mean, I hope they do well on it. I mean, yeah. I mean, see, I got to see how that auction goes so that it's my next update. Because my next update is going to be after their auction, so I got to see what happens. So that
well, wait a minute. Now, see, one thing that I have always noticed is you tend to be before every major event.
I was going to do it, but I just don't think I'm ready. I'm not sure if I should do 100 item update or scale it down to 70 item. But right now, the way I'm counting it, it's going to be 100 items.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they're all brand new items. No regurgitation, no recycled stuff. If you know what I mean.
Hear you. I know what you mean, but yeah, but I always thought you were a very strategic art drop guy because you would always art drop 2 or 3 days before a big show or a big auction, and that way.
I was going to do it before the show, but I mean before the auction, but on this one, I think I'll do it after it. I think it'd be better with it after. I think the stuff I'm going to be putting out are not even close to what it's in that auction, so it won't hurt it. And I think there's so little items in that Heritage auction. I don't think everybody would be spending their money on there. I don't think there's a lot of items to people to like throw all their money into. Mm-hmm. So I could do it after the auction. I mean, I would like to try to do it before, but I don't know. It's a time crunch, and I got to get everything together. I'm not sure if I can get it all done in time. I don't want to really rush it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I could do one of those Bruce Timm updates, but
I got mine now. So
I'm still waiting for some new items from Bruce, but I might be putting up another Bruce Timm update soon. Maybe I put that one up before my regular update, so just to keep things moving, or I might. I mean, I think I want to do it after it, or maybe in February. I don't know. I mean, right now it's sort of I'm shooting towards the end of January or beginning of February, but I'm thinking I'm doing it at the end of January of this update, and it's going to be a pretty big one. It's going to be a little bit of everything. It's just from old to new to movie posters, art to illustration art. It's just going to be a little bit of everything. It's going to be like the gambit, new art to old art. It's going to be a little bit of everything. So I hope everybody likes it.
Yeah. So, also, maybe you should do a Timm art drop a little separate from this other one, rather than mixing them up.
Yeah, I could do like a little smaller ones, but I gotta think about it. I mean, I could do a little small drop and then do little small drops throughout the month. I could do that, but I don't know. I kind of like those big drops that you see like a lot of art at one time, instead of like little 30 item thing or 10 item thing. I just don't. I like those big items. I hate to keep saying drop. I feel like it's something perverted, but
yeah. Well,
election. Oh, a big drop in the next. Anyway.
Yeah, I think Felix has got that cornered really well, where everything's an art drop now. Everybody calls it an art drop. Even when I write something, I can't think of another better word than saying art drop anymore.
Yeah, it just seems like a drop is better than saying dump, right?
There you go. Yeah, you don't want to go to the art dump.
You want to go dump. Yeah, you got to go to dump. Yes. But no, with the election, did they use dump or drop? I think they used dump, right?
I'm not sure.
I gotta look back at the old elections. I want to see if they said drop or I think they said dump.
It might have said dump.
They said dump, yes. All right, we're the civilized ones.
Yes, we are. We are. Hey, here's a question from Chris Snorik from a little bit ago, but I'll pull it up now. He says, "Does Albert have a regretful sale of his own you'd like to talk
Or
about?"
many. I can't. I don't want to talk about that. It's too many of those.
You don't want to see Albert shed a tear on a live stream, do you?
I'm already drinking. I don't want to drink more.
Well, you already said there's some pieces you sold that you thought you'd be able to get a decent example of, and sometimes it takes longer than others to replace them.
Yeah, I sold many pieces that I really regret. I mean, it's too many to name, but I go forward. That's it. The ones I really regret are the ones I never got. Those are the ones I regret more that I lost out on. So that's the ones I regret more than the ones I sold, because at least I owned it, At least I had it in my hands. I got to look at it and enjoy it, instead of ones that I never even owned that just lost out and got outbid, or, this year I was really happy. I mean, there's a piece of Michael Golden art that this collector outbid me on. I really thought no one could outbid me on this, and he outbid me on it. And I was able to buy it back from him. He was looking to buy a piece in the last Heritage auction, and he didn't get it. I was shocked he didn't get it. I thought he got it, but he let it go. But in the meantime, because he was looking to get enough money to pay for it without any sweat, so he can have money, he sold me this great golden piece. And it was the cover to Doctor Strange portfolio, which I loved.
Yeah, that one's a great piece.
That was a great piece. I saw it in Heritage when they first pulled it out and showed it out to they had it in San Diego. It was gigantic. I mean, I really wanted that piece. It's a funny story about that portfolio. I remember when they advertised that portfolio and they showed the cover, and they showed that great golden cover, with that Doctor Strange, with that globe in the middle. And I said, "Oh, this portfolio is going to be fantastic." And I sent my money, and I couldn't wait to see this portfolio. When I got the portfolio in, I said, "What the hell?" He actually, instead of using pen in the whole thing, he used brush, and all the drawings are a different style. He just changed the style from that cover to the interior of the portfolio. It was a total different style. Although I do love that style now, but at the time I was like, I got ripped. I remember that's why I remember hating that portfolio, because I was like, man, I got ripped. I thought everything's going to look just like that cover, and everything's going to look exactly like that. He's going to use a little pen here and there. And he just used brush for the whole damn thing. And I was like, shit, I got ripped. And of course, now I said, man, the whole portfolio is beautiful. So anyway.
Right. But that first impression, though, as a youngster.
First advertised it was that cover. And I was really excited in that portfolio. I said, this is going to be amazing. And I thought it was all going to look at that style. But yeah, he just changed the style right when he did the portfolio. But the cover's great. I bought the cover. I was really happy to get it. And I'm sorry for any of the fans that's texting or anything, because I do not see any of the chats.
Yeah, I'm gonna start pulling up questions, because or we're never gonna get to any of it. Here's just a general question.
Nothing.
What's that? Oh, yeah, it must be.
But unfortunately, I can't see you. I just see all these questions.
All right, well, you don't have to see me. You can see the questions, but I can bring stuff up. There was an earlier question, kind of a general one, that I pulled up on the screen. It says, "Hey, Albert, do you work with a lot of buyers, or is demand so high these days that most people just offer you the asking price? I mean, as a dealer, how do you approach those kinds of things?"
Well, I tell most collectors that if I'm to buy them, I'm here to resell it. I'm not here to buy it for. It depends on the item. If it's an item that I really like and I want to keep, or it's an item that I want to keep for myself, I'm willing to pay pretty almost top dollar for it. But if it's an item that I just don't care about and I'm just going to resell it right away, I tell the collector right off the bat, hey, I'm going to resell the item, so I'm not going to pay you top dollar for it. I got to have enough room for me to make something. If I don't make anything, why do I buy it? I just got to buy it for a price that I can make money on. or if I was to trade it, I'm not going to trade it for equal value for what my pieces are, because I'd rather keep my pieces than the items that you're offering. Like they might, offer me items that, like recently somebody offered me a whole bunch of George Perez art for a John Byrne page. So I did it because I thought the Perez art was nice enough for me to trade the Byrne piece for. So, but there was another time when somebody offered me some Byrne art for another Byrne piece I had. It's just the Byrne piece I had is great. It's an X-Men piece, and I didn't want to trade it for newer John Byrne artwork. So,
Right.
well, the guy just wasn't interested. I had to get it for a price that, that I can make money off of. If I can't, why am I going to do this? I'm not going to give you full value on something I really don't care about. I'd rather keep the double page splash. But I enjoy it a lot more, or I'd rather keep the Byrne artwork, the vintage Byrne artwork than the other pieces. That's all. So it just depends on the pieces that's offered. I would buy or trade, or it just depends on the price or what the item is.
Right. Like your repped artwork, you're not going to have any wiggle room whatsoever. But
rep stuff, I just tell every guy that, hey, this is the price. I mean, if they were to buy a lot of stuff from, like, say, Jim Lee, if they buy like 4 Jim Lee pages, I say, okay, no problem. I'll ask Jim, hey, this guy wants to buy 4 pages. Can I give him a break? And Jim will always say yes. But if it's like 1 page, give me 20% off, I probably couldn't do it unless it's like a cover that's really pricey. He might, but he usually doesn't say like he's willing to go down unless it's been up there for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So same thing with Bruce Timm, John Cassidy, Sam Kieth, all those guys. I mean, they have to have, it has to be a significant item. Somebody just bought you probably saw it. Somebody bought a lot of Sam Kieth artwork recently.
Yeah.
And so he bought a lot of it, and so Sam was willing to give him a little break.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because he bought so much, that's the reason why he got the break. But if you're buying 1 or 2 pieces, no, you're not going to get a break on it. And plus, he bought a cover too, so it kind of went up there in price. So it was a lot of money. So Sam was willing to go down on price, So it just depends on how much you buy. If you're buying from repped artists, or even I take art and consignment from collectors. So if a collector gave me stuff to sell for them, and you're buying like maybe 5 pieces from that guy's collection, yes, I can probably do something on it, because I asked the collector, hey, were you willing to go down? And sometimes they're willing to, if you're buying, all their pieces or something like that, yeah, they're willing to do it. But if you're buying 1 piece and expecting a big discount, sorry, to them it's not worth it, and I just can't do it. And even for myself, if it's a brand new item, I probably wouldn't discount it at all until it's been in the site that I've actually shopped it sometime, shopped it for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I mean, I know that happens all the time. That's the game, right? Everybody wants a break if they can get one. So they almost always start off with a negotiation, even.
No, I don't ask for a break. Of course, it's part of anything. I mean, why wouldn't you? It would be your fault if you didn't ask for some kind of break. But just don't feel insulted when I say no. That's all. Because a lot of people feel insulted when I say no. I mean,
well, I'll tell you why shipping was always a kind of a joke to me, which is why when I said it the other night, because I remember when we did the deal, when you sent me some pictures of the pieces that you had from Timm. It wasn't on the site yet, and you told me how much it was, $650. And I have never done this, and I always tell everybody I never haggle, because it's not in my DNA. I can't do it. But after you told me what the price was on the Storm piece, and you told me what the shipping was, and I said, can you throw in free shipping? And we were doing this via text, everybody. So I text him that, and it's silence. And I'm like, my pulse is like going. I'm like, okay, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. And if it hits 50 seconds, nothing from Albert. And I literally text him back. I'm like, fuck it. I've never haggled in my life. I'll pay. How much does shipping cost again? Because but the thing is, in that time I was thinking, wait a minute, this is a repped piece. I shouldn't even be asking on a rep piece for anything because, again, it's back to, you have less wiggle room on a single, repped piece. And it's just stupid to be asking.
Piece, like, think about it this way. It's a rep piece. Okay. Say if it's $650, right? 20% from that is $103. My shipping really costs sometimes $35 to $50. That really goes into my cost. So, like, really, am I going to give free shipping? Probably not. No, I'm sorry, Bill.
No, not even to your favorite web developer. I know. I'm never going to ask again.
If it's something I own, maybe. It just depending on the item. Hell, Glenn Brunswick got mad at me because I charged him for shipping. He bought a piece of art and he said, I want free shipping. And I said, I don't give anybody free shipping. I don't give anybody. I said, if you buy like a shitload of stuff, maybe, but he was actually buying a piece of art from me that wasn't even mine. It was owned by another guy that I was selling his artwork. So I got 20% on it. So I said, no, I'm sorry, man. I got to charge you shipping. Actually, it's probably going to cost me more to ship because, another thing, if you guys don't like my shipping, just open up a FedEx account. I'll give, you get a credit card, open up a FedEx account, give me the number, and I'll just ship it off of your account. No problem. I'll charge you zero shipping. I'll throw in the cardboard. The cardboard, by the way, that strong cardboard that Bill just showed you, one sheet of that cost me $2. $2 for this thing. It's $2 for those things. $2 a sheet. So that's $4. I'm giving you for free. And that's not including the tape I gotta buy. So, and it includes my insurance. I'll give you that in it too. Just give me a FedEx number. I'll do it for free. No problem whatsoever. As long as you give me a FedEx number, I'll do it for free. So don't complain about shipping. If you want it, you'll see exactly what FedEx charges.
Yep. No, I hear you. Well, it's back to, everybody's needs to ask for something. It's just how it goes anymore. I hear it all the time, that it's, I don't know, for you guys, it's just the way of doing business anymore. Everybody wants some kind of break, and they expect, they just assume everything's marked up more than it should be or whatever. And so there has to be a starting point of haggling, which is
shipping.
Okay.
It was. I wish it was the point that I could give out free shipping to everyone. But sorry, it's just sometimes it's very close margins, and I don't want to make 10%. So I'm sorry. I mean,
I don't blame you.
Someone else too. So I try not to. I'm trying to be fair. I mean, you can buy. I mean, I could use your FedEx number, and I could just do that, and then you actually know what FedEx charges, because they are not cheap.
No, they're
and
not.
I trust the postal service because, man, I use them, and they lost the package on me for like months. It finally showed up, but it took months, and that was registered mail. And they did not help at all. I called and, just try to figure out where the package is. And even though they said it's in their system, what am I going to tell the customer? Yeah, it says in the system. What do you do?
Right.
It's at least FedEx exactly knows where it is, and they can kind of help you. But U.S. Postal Service can do nothing, and forget about UPS, man. They're savages with their packaging. I mean, they just throw things around. I think I try to use UPS, and out of I think 100 packages, they destroyed 3 of them. While FedEx, I had maybe 10,000 packages, and they destroyed 1. Mm-hmm. So I go with the FedEx. They cost more, but they're the safest bet. So I'm going to use the safest bet. It's one of a kind item. You don't want the damn thing lost or destroyed. That's how.
Right. Well, your artwork got here very quickly after you shipped it. I mean, I had Christmas cards, with you going through the U.S. Postal Service that took a month to get here. So I had
very happy that you actually opened up the package and figured out that that little tiny thing in the side had the pins and the mask,
Oh yeah.
because sent so many masks to people and they did not realize that little packet had something in there, and he threw the packet away. And I said, I
And
sent you a mask and a pen and a pin and nothing.
and
Yeah,
Albert sent me 3 of these.
and I sent many of those out, and the people just threw it away because they didn't realize it was in that little packet.
Right.
Well, how else I'm going to do it? I can't put it in with the art. I mean, it'll destroy the art.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, you couldn't put it in there. No, I mean, well, that's because you really did pack this thing super tight. It had to be on the outside, or it would have. I agree.
Yeah. So that's what I try to do. I mean, if I could put it with the art, I could separate it, like the mask on top and the art in the bottom. I do that because I was realizing a lot of people are throwing away the mask. I would say 50% of the masks are thrown away. Yes, 50%. I would say 50, because I would ask them. I said, "So did you like the mask?" And they would say to me, "What mask?" I said, "It was on the package. You know, it was from the side, that little packet. Oh, it was a mask in there." They had no idea. They just opened it up, and then that was it. You know, so I said, I got to figure a different way. I don't know. And then I started writing mask on the packet, so they realized there's something there. That's what I started to do. I guess I got to write something before they throw it all away. So anyway,
Right. Well, there were 6 of these buttons in there too, so it was kind of, I could tell something was in there.
well, this one I threw a bunch of buttons and pens in there. I hope you got your pens too.
I did. That's look at it right there.
I gotta give a shout out to Lance Suarez. He sent me those pens and the pins. Those are done by Lance Suarez. He's my admin.
Lance is a good guy. Lance, yes, he actually sent me a gift about a month ago, and very very nice of him. I don't, we haven't talked much at shows before, so that was really nice of him to do that.
Yes, he's a very considerate guy. Great guy.
Now, we've been doing this almost an hour, but we haven't even looked at any of the pieces of artwork that we were going to talk about. So, would it be okay if we show some pieces?
Sure.
Now, let's see. Here we go.
Okay. This is a Not Brainiac splash page, but I have the complete story. And I tried to get IDW to do a book on Marie Severin's Not Brainiac stories. And it just didn't. They just wouldn't do it. They just thought that nobody would want to buy these. So I just wanted to show it off this Not Brainiac splash page of the story I own. And I love Marie Severin's Not Brainiac art. I thought that stuff is great. So this is one of the stories, Thong versus Blanc. And here's another story I own by Marie Severin. By the way, I got all this from Spencer Beck, who at one time was selling all of Marie Severin's art. And I bought all these stories, and I just love these stories. And I've kept it since I bought it from him. So here's another story I really love a lot. I mean, I really think IDW should do a book on these Not Brainiac stories, but they just didn't like it. They just didn't think it would sell. So that's another story.
Yeah, maybe not to the level that they're accustomed to, but there would definitely be a lot of people who'd be into buying.
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, these Not Brainiac. I mean, I have a lot of Not Brainiac art, but I have these stories, and I figured just show them off here.
Well, I do appreciate that. Now there was, let's see here, we've got a Neil Adams and Bernie Wrightson piece.
This is a El Diablo story, and this is a great. This is I think I bought this splash from Scott Williams. He owned the splash, and I somehow got the other 2 pages from another collector. So this is a 4-page story, and for about maybe 10, 15 years, I had 3 pages of the 4 pages. And then one day, a buddy of mine, I mean, a real close buddy of mine, came up with this page. Actually, this is the page right now. This page 2. I was missing page 2 of the whole story. And he came up with this page and said, "Hey, Albert, do you want to buy this?" I said, "Son of a bitch, this is the page I've been missing for almost 15 years to complete the story." And I said, "How did you get this?" And he said, "Oh, it's in my collection for the last 20, 30 years." Try to complete it. And he had it all the time in his house. So I grabbed it off of him. Yeah. So I was able to collect. It was always together, the 4 pages was great. I mean, I was able to complete the story. I was so happy. But a buddy of mine had the last page that was a very close buddy, and he just never told me he had that page. He had no idea I needed that page. So, it's just crazy. So
that was my question. Did he know that you had the 3 and he just didn't think
yeah, I had the 3. He had no idea. He had no idea I had it. He just had that page just for fun. He just thought that, hey, this is Neil Adams and Bernie Wrightson. This is a fun thing to own, So he just had it for all those years, and then he found it in his flat file. Like, why am I collecting this? And he just showed it to me and said, "Hey, you want to buy this?" And I said, "Fuck yeah, of course I want to buy this." So I knew it immediately when he showed it to me that this complete my story. So I was very happy with it. So yeah, I am able to complete the story. So it was great. It's a happy ending of it. Oh, this is a piece that never shown in color. This is the cover to a fanzine called Gummit.
Never heard of it.
And it's never seen print in color. It was printed in black and white. And actually, I have this piece. I bought this from a collector's showcase in California. Yep. It was an auction house. It was just selling stuff, and they had this Neil Adams piece. There was a really tiny picture of it in black and white, and I just went after it. It comes with a video of him actually drawing this piece out, and the person who published the magazine sold the piece at the collector showcase. He did the piece for that collector, and I have a video of Neil actually drawing this piece out and talking to fans while he's drawing it out. So I wanted to show this piece out so that collectors can see it in color, because it's never been seen in color.
Very cool. So have you been watching Neil when he does his Facebook Live updates and auctions and stuff?
Sometimes, when I have the time, I could check it out, but there's so many of them.
I know. He's on every day. He is on every day.
He's on it every day. Okay, here's a birthday present from Bruce Timm. He knows I love these cover recreations that he does. So he hates doing it because it takes him a lot of time, and he also has to be inspired for which cover. So it has to be a cover that he really loves. So he asked me. I kept asking him, "Hey, please do me one of those cover recreations, please." And he finally said, "Well, which cover would you like me to do?" Of course, stupid me, I name all these Neil Adams covers, which he doesn't want to do at all. And I named the Stranko cover because I actually own the Stranko cover. So I said, "Well, how about this cover?" And he didn't say a word. He just, one day when he sent me a pack of artwork to sell, this was in there, and with a sticker on there said "Happy Birthday." It wasn't my birthday yet, but I'm saying, "Thank you, Bruce. Thank you." So this is a great piece. Bruce gave it to me for my birthday.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. And speaking of the Stranko piece.
Yeah, and that's a Stranko piece. I bought it straight from Jim. I spent, oh my gosh, maybe 40 hours on the phone talking to him just to try to convince him to sell me a cover. And
when When would that have been?
This was in the 80s. My phone bill was really high. I mean, I talked to him and I was trying to. It was all these from midnight to like 2 to 3 a.m. or something, and I was just trying to convince him to let me buy a cover, and this is the cover I really wanted, and he finally said yes to it. So I got this cover. I did foolishly sell this cover to a collector, but then the collector was able to sell it back to me. So I was very happy to get it back. So now I am not going to sell it. So I'm very happy with this piece.
I don't blame you. So did you know Stranko before you were, trying to negotiate this purchase, and that's how you had his number, or did you kind of cold call him?
I talked to him many times before in the past. I tried to buy other deals from him, but he just wasn't really interested. But then I decided, once I knew he had this cover, I just said, I really got to concentrate on that. And I really talked to him every night and try to convince him to let me buy this cover. And it took me a long time, but I was able to get this cover from him. I mean, I love this cover. This is the one piece I really had to own.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Although I could have bought the recreation. He did a recreation, color recreation of it, but something about the recreation I wasn't really crazy about. So I just didn't get it. I was happy with this one. So this is my piece.
Somebody asks if is it the original Stranko face or
it's the original face, it's a Severin face. Yeah, Jim took it and threw it away. It doesn't exist anywhere. I don't know where it is. Jim took it off right from the get-go. Once he got back the original, he took off the face. So this is the original Stranko face. This is not the Marie face.
I always wondered about that too.
Where it is.
Well, he didn't want that on there.
No, he took it off immediately. He said, "Get that off of there." Yeah. Here's a piece that I've owned for a long time. When I bought when I was buying a house, I had to sell this off to a big time collector, and the big time collector decided to sell some of his collection, and I was able to get this piece back, and I'm very happy to own this piece. It's an unused Frankenstein plate. I think it was published in the third Frankenstein portfolio. So I was really happy to get this piece back. Although there was another piece I wish I bought back, but he just wanted too much money for it. So I wasn't able to buy my other Frankenstein piece back. I think I sold like 5 Frankenstein pieces to buy my home.
And what's the size on something like this one?
It's about probably like 12 by 18, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, done on heavy illustration board. Yeah. But I had to sell my rights and collection to buy my home. So I had no choice in that matter. I had to buy a new home. Or my wife would have.
Well, yeah, you've been fortunate that you've sold a couple pieces from the pieces we've just looked at, and you've been able to buy them back. I mean, most people can't.
Like sometimes you're able to buy back some of your pieces back, but there's other pieces I've sold, and I thought I was able to get another piece back, but wasn't able to do it.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Forever People 1 cover, and I got it from my good friend Pete Koch. I guess he was looking to buy something big, and he decided to sell a bunch of stuff from his collection, and this is one of them. It's the piece is twice up, by the way. It's a gigantic piece, and this brings back a lot of memories because I remember when Forever People 1 came out, when Kirby left Marvel and went to DC,
mm-hmm.
and as a little kid, my brother Devin, who some people here might know, um, he was looking out for this Forever People 1 cover, and he went crazy looking for it. And I just remember him buying her off the stands, and I was right with him when he bought it. And ever since then, I said, to myself, this is great. Although I remember I was a little kid trying to read it, and I had no idea what was going on in that story. So, but the cover always left something with me, and I really wanted to own this thing. No logo. No, I don't think I need the logo. You think it needs a logo on this thing? I don't think so. It's perfect the way it is, especially with the pencils in the background, like Kirby laying out what the logo should be. I think it's perfect. I think it would detract if I put a logo on it. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I like it the way it is too. I mean, the composition works fine for it not needing a logo at all.
Yeah, I don't even want it on there. I think I just want a pure art. I don't want any other stats on it to block what Kirby had laid out there. I think it's great. It's perfect. I wouldn't touch it. And by the way, I don't erase anything. Just like I don't erase any piece of art. If the artist drew something on there, wrote something on there, I do not erase it. No matter if I have an electric eraser. Anyway.
Yes.
I had to get in there. I'm sorry.
No. That's good. I was right? I was a little shocked and dismayed the other night myself. So,
I'm not the guy who erase. I would never. I'm with Will. I will never. If the artist wrote it in there or penciled it in there, I would never erase it. I would erase a price, but I would never erase something the artist put in there. I'm sorry.
Right.
I don't know what it is. It could be. The guy could write it to Hitler. I still wouldn't take it off of it. I just wouldn't do it. But
well, you figure it's in the artist's hand. I mean, at the end of the day, you just can't. You can't be, damaging. At the end of the day, you're just messing up the artwork. I mean, I could see it, but the thing is, it's funny. I just would never have thought of doing it myself. But
I would never.
But the funny thing is, it probably goes on way more often than we'd ever think, Albert, and probably with collectors too. You pick something up on eBay and it's penciled in. You're going to take it out. It's just when it's done in ink that you're pretty much screwed. You have to really want that piece.
I would never erase it if the artist wrote it in there. But what I have done in my younger days, I wouldn't do it now. But in my younger days, I remember owning a Bill Sienkiewicz, a Moon Knight splash. It wasn't a splash. It was an interior page, but it was almost like a splash. And there was word balloons all over it. The dialogue was all over it. And there was art underneath it. And I just wanted to see what was underneath.
Mm-hmm.
To see the art. I wanted to see what Bill was drawing. And it had all these stupid little word balloons all over it. And I have to say, I did remove the word balloons because it was, it was on those word balloons that they just glued on there. So
they were already loose. Yeah, I've seen.
I wanted to take it out, and I said, first off, it's damaging the art with all that glue on there. So I took it off, and I tried to remove all the glue that was on there. And I wanted to see what Bill drew underneath it. I just wanted to see all the artwork underneath it because I thought the stupid word balloon just blocked everything up. It was hiding a lot of art. It really was. And I was like, I just wanted to see what's underneath. And I saw it. And I remember having this piece. And I remember Scott Dunbar was next to me when he saw me removing it because I said, I got to see what's underneath it. And he was horrified. And he says, Albert, don't remove the word balloons. I said, fuck these word balloons. I'm sorry. These word balloons. I got to see the art underneath. And he was like, don't do it. And I did it. And he was like looking at me like, you're crazy. I'm going to kill you for this. I said, I'm sorry. I have to see the art. But I did do that for that one Bill Sienkiewicz Moon Knight page. It was a great page, by the way. I wish I still owned it, but I don't.
Well, so as long as you, like that guy said, as long as you saved the word balloons, then you did all right.
Save the word balloons. Oh, man, that went right in the garbage right away.
No.
Those word balloons. I threw that sucker away. I'm sorry. I didn't save it. This is way back in the 80s. I just said, throw it away. I want to see the art. But
well, no wonder Scott was mad at you.
there's a prototype. It was in the New Gods portfolio, but this is a prototype of Mr. Miracle. And I got this from my good friend Pete Koch. And I really love this piece. So I wanted to show this off. A color Kirby piece, of Mr. Miracle. I love Mr. Miracle. It's one of my favorite characters. So, yes, here's that piece. So,
I don't think I've seen this one before. So that's great.
Yeah, it's a great piece. I wanted to show some stuff that's not on the calf.
Yeah, well, as we were talking earlier, you haven't updated your calf in 3 years. I'm calling you out now, Albert. You got to put a few pieces up there.
I don't know. Maybe.
All right.
Well, this is on calf, right?
This one is. Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Okay, this is a story. A good friend of mine owned this piece. He commissioned Marshall Rogers back in the 80s. And he commissioned Rogers to do this piece. It's a great painting by Marshall Rogers. And I always wanted to own it. It was in my buddy's collection for the longest time. I wanted to get this somehow. And I tried my darndest to get it off of. Finally, I got a piece by Jim Stranko. It was a piece that Stranko gave to Al Williamson. And I guess that person bought it from Al Williamson years later. Mm-hmm. And it was a great page and Nick Fury page, and I traded it straight up for this page. So this is a Marshall Rogers commission that I lusted over, and I was willing to give up a fantastic Jim Steranko interior Fury page, twice up page for this. I think he won on that, but I don't care. I really love this piece.
There's nothing wrong with that. And, you don't see Steranko Fury pages hardly ever. But this is a beautiful work by Rogers for sure.
Yeah, this is done in Rogers' peak period, and I had to own it. And I thought Marshall Rogers, that Batman series has got to be one of the top series, next to Miller's Dark Knight. I thought that whole run with Englehart was fantastic. That whole run was one of the best Batman runs ever.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'll show that this nice Buscema piece that you picked up this year. I'm sure most people have seen pictures of you with it, but it's a nice to remind everybody of it. This was that piece that was put up on eBay, and I think the auction was in the spring. So it was the family selling it, so it was definitely a good purchase, and it went to a good, the right people, that's for sure.
Well, it turned out his grandson sold it, and I believe actually he had to buy it now.
It was low. It was like $4,000 because it came up in my market data. I saw it, and then the collector was nice enough to turn it, to hand it back to him and let him auction it.
Yeah, he let him auction it back. I'm very happy he let him do that because I was able to get the piece. I mean, I know a lot of people thought it was a recreation. I knew once I saw the piece, I knew exactly what it was. Mm-hmm. And, I had to buy it, and I put a high bid on it, and it went from, I think, last few minutes, it went from 52 to 55, and the last second it hit $82,000. I was like, holy shit. Thank God I had a higher bid than that. But I just threw a bid in there and said, well, if somebody's going to outbid me, they really got to outbid me really bad, and they're going to pay for it. But instead, I guess they made me pay for it. I got it. I paid his grandson, and the story later on was it's funny. Al Zarnecki, who used to represent John Buscema. John was going to give him this piece, and he said that, do you want this piece? If not, I'm going to give it to my grandson. So just a lasting memory of me. And my butt, Al Zarnecki told him, no, just give it to your grandson. Don't worry about it. It's a great piece, but yeah, give it to your grandson. And I don't think John thought he would ever sell it, but he actually did sell it. But he got a good amount of money. I hope it helps him out and whatever he's looking to need the money for. I heard it's construction, so hope it helps him out. But it's a great piece. I'm happy to own the piece.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't let that one go.
No, I'm not gonna let that one go. I was very happy with the piece. I'm very happy with the piece. I thought I paid high. I mean, for somebody that outbid me, they would have to go a lot higher. But yeah, I think if it was in Heritage, I'm not sure if I would have won. I'm not sure. I don't know how high it would have went on Heritage. No idea.
Right. I mean, I would have probably put it at like 110, 115, but you never know, right? At the end of the day with Heritage.
Yeah, just never know. Yeah. So I was really happy to get it, but I tried to pick it up, but they wouldn't let me do it. The grandson said, no, I'm going to ship it to you. I said, well, I'm only like 2 hours away, but he just wouldn't do it. He said, you had to ship it. So I said, okay, no problem. So it took me 3 days to get it, but
yeah, you're sweating, I'm sure.
It would have cost me less money. I could have picked it up, but he wouldn't do it any other way. He had to be shipped. But anyway, that was it.
Well, that one was everybody was watching that auction too. I mean, that was, stuff like that doesn't come up on eBay too often.
No. And the grandson's lucky that guy gave it up and let him auction it off again,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what happened with that. I never saw it the first time. I only saw it when it came back up again with the other auction, but he's very lucky the guy let it go, or I'm not sure if he punked out on him or he did let it go.
No, I forget how I had heard. Somebody had said that somebody contacted them after the auction was closed and let them know that they really underpriced it, and somehow the grandson was able to convince the first buyer to allow him to put it up for auction. And whoever that first person was really nice to allow him to do that, because it was. I'm trying to do like a quick search just to see if I can find it, because I have the original sale date and price in my market data, so I'll kind of look for it while we're talking. But let's see. I don't know. Larry says he thinks it might not have gone for more. I don't know. It is hard to say, but I don't know. Heritage just has a little bit different reach than eBay. I mean, there was a lot of publicity. I put a lot of publicity into it when I knew it was the family selling the piece.
I was really hoping you stopped, but anyway.
Well, I was hoping, as everybody knows, I get a commission from eBay when something sells, and I'm thinking, maybe I'll be able to pay for my the next car for my 15-year-old when she needs one or something, if I could win that auction. But unfortunately, snipe bids and things like that, I don't get credit for, because it's technically not a referral when it comes from any kind of a sniping program. So high-end stuff, I never get credit for. So I knew I wouldn't get it, but my fingers were crossed that somebody might.
That means write a sniping program, and that's
yeah. Well, that they actually don't let people who make sniping programs profit. So you can't be like I am with eBay. Because they know you would just be stealing auctions all the time, right? Because you're setting the bid at the last minute. So people who write sniping programs have to just make money off of whatever the monthly or annual fee is, or something like that. So
the truth, I did use a sniping program. I did, because of the fact that I didn't. I was afraid that I would mess it up when I put it in, and so I used the sniping program. So I figured it's automatic. I don't have to worry.
Right.
So I did use it. Sorry. I should have just told you, hey, why don't you just put the bid in for it? You would have got money off of it.
You know what? If you would have told me you were bidding on it, I would have said, click a link on my site and place your max bid. And if I get credit for it, I'll give you free hosting for the rest of your life. we could have worked out a deal. That's for sure.
Hey, if you would have told me that, I would have done it with you. I said, you put it on there for me. I'll give you my password, no problem. Just win it for me. I know I was gonna. I knew I was gonna win it. I said, if somebody's gonna outbid me, they really had to want it bad.
Right.
I had it way higher than that. Even
I did find the data in my market data. So the piece originally sold on August 19th for $3,995 with a buy it now. Wow. And so 10 days later, because they probably did it as a 10-day auction. So literally the day it closed, somehow they managed to negotiate not, putting it back in as an auction, because then it closed again on 8/29 for the 83,000. So yeah, the family, he definitely lucked out. He had a guy who, or whomever, that was looking
at free shipping. Maybe paid $250 for shipping. I could have done a little cheaper than that.
Well, eBay does take their cut, so you figure he probably paid 9% on that. So it's like the reverse. Heritage probably would have waived the buyer or the seller's fees if there was, that they sometimes will do for a piece like that. But
yeah. I mean, I'm if it was in Heritage, it probably would have been more devastating for me. Yes, I truly believe it was on Heritage. It would have been more devastating for me, because they would have said that it was, because I don't think he even knew it was from the book.
He just thought it was a sketch he had done, and it wasn't a actually published piece.
Yeah, he actually didn't know. I wish I wish the family told him what he had. I mean, maybe he would have kept it. I don't know. But yeah, I'm happy. I own it, so I'm happy with that. So,
well, congratulations.
Yes.
So, what's that?
Was there any other comments? I have no idea. I didn't look at the chat thing.
Let me see. I know there was a question earlier that said, when it's Q&A time, what's the last piece that you'd ever sell?
The John Buscema piece.
I had a feeling that might have been one of them.
Oh, there's too many things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I tell you the truth. I'm gonna buy till I'm dead. Till I'm on my deathbed. My family's gonna be the one that sells all my art, not me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep enjoying buying. That's what makes me happy, and so I'm just gonna keep doing it. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be selling before, I don't think I'll sell out my collection before, I'm gone or whatever. I think I would collect to the bitter end. I believe I will, unless my wife tells me to do something different.
You need another house.
No, definitely won't get another house. No. That she can't convince me of. But yeah, unless she tells me otherwise. But yeah, I'll be collecting to the bitter end. I think I'll be collecting to the bitter end.
I don't blame it. Well, I don't know. I mean, I if I were in your position, I think I would too. You've got more inventory than and great inventory than a lot of people, and you've got one hell of a collection. So why get rid of it ever? You might as well enjoy it till the day you die. Yeah,
that's how I see it. I mean, a good friend of mine, Jerry Wiest. I wish I didn't. I wish I listened to him, but he had cancer. He was going down, and he was telling me that I'm doing what I enjoy it, and he wanted to buy a piece from me, and I kept telling him, no, don't. I'm not going to sell this piece. I want you to take the money and enjoy yourself. Travel to Thailand or travel to some country you want to enjoy, just to see the world. Travel, do something. And he would tell me, no, that's not what I enjoy. I enjoy collecting art. Sell me this piece. And I said, no, I don't want to sell you this piece. because you should be using the money to give to your family. Don't do this. And he kept insisting, sell me. I want to own it, and I kept telling him no. And then finally he passed. But something, I think I wish I sold it to him because he would have been more happy with me if I would have sold it to him.
Right.
And, I just and I denied him to owning a piece that he wanted to own. So
Right.
I really wish I just sold it to him. So I'm just gonna
Hey,
keep. It was now I realized, like, no, I'm gonna do this, keep doing it, because I'd rather buy artwork than travel to Thailand or whatever. I don't know. I'd rather buy art. And it makes me more happier. Maybe not my wife, but definitely me. But
well, as long as you take her on a trip or two, she probably will forgive you. But no, that's a terrible story, man. That's horrible. At the end of the day, that's sad. That he probably would have been happy.
Buy a piece from me that was in my collection, and I just kept saying, no, you shouldn't do this. Just travel. Just leave the money for your family. Don't buy this piece of art, because then if you own this piece of art, your family's going to sell it later on, and you don't want this. You just keep the money. He was terminally ill, and but then I realized later on, like he really wanted the piece, and I should have just sold it to him. Sold it to whoever he wanted to do it for. I should have just sold it to him. I don't, anyway. But we shouldn't end it this way. No, don't.
No, we gotta. How about we look back in time at a couple photographs that I found from you.
Oh yeah, me and Frazetta. This is the first time I ever met Frank. This is a great photo. This was in Alexander Gallery when they had a Frazetta showing. And when I first met Frank, I couldn't believe how friendly he was. I mean, he was just talking about Brooklyn and about baseball and what he enjoyed doing. And he was just a really outgoing, friendly person. And I thought he was like one of those like temperamental artists, like stay away from me. I don't want to talk to anybody. But no, he seemed like a guy that was trapped in a basement and wanted to come out to like talk to people. It was just shocking to me, like, this is Frazetta, really? I just thought he was a type of person that didn't want to talk to anybody, but he was a very, very friendly guy, and he just would talk about anything. And he's such the coolest person I ever met. That was a really great day. Yeah,
that's cool. I mean, my feeling would have been he would have been gruff and not want to talk to anybody as well. But I've never met him. I never met him.
Ever meet. One of the friendliest guys. He was such a nice person. He would talk about anything. He just talked about living in Brooklyn, talk about the Dodgers, talking about Flatbush Avenue, how he walked down Flatbush Avenue. He just loved his life, and he just wanted to talk about life. That was it. He was just such a friendly guy. It was a great guy, and I was surprised. Like I said, I just really thought he was one of those guys that, stay away from me, little kid. I'm the great Frank Frazetta, and he was not like that. No, not at all. Very friendly guy.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, this is an early picture. This is a very early picture, and a lot of pieces on the wall I wish I had back. But anyway.
Now, is that San Diego or is that WonderCon? What is that?
It's San Diego. When I used to not have wombats, and I used to rent out pegboards from San Diego. They used to charge me $100 per pegboard, and it cost me a fortune to do that. But this is when this was a booth in San Diego, and my droopy sign that couldn't get it straight because it was so heavy in the middle, it drooped down. It was made by Len Callow, a good buddy.
Oh, Len Callow, yeah. Well, why didn't you follow Scott Dunbier's concept of having a giant balloon? I heard that you made a joke one time or something. You got a little tiny balloon and drew your logo on it.
Well, yes. Well, he had this giant ass balloon that would be over his booth. So when he did that, I said, well, screw that. I bought a whole bunch of little balloons and wrote my name, Albert Moy, exactly what he had on there, but little balloons, and I put it up. I said, Scott, how much this cost you? He was telling me like $10,000 or whatever the hell it was, which was a lot of freaking money at that time. So he would tell me it cost this much to put it up, and he had to get a this he had to get all these workers to get it done. This giant ass balloon. This giant balloon. By the way, when I bought out Wildstorm Fine Art, that balloon's supposed to be mine. But I told Scott he can keep it. Because I would have chopped that thing up. But this giant balloon, by the end of San Diego, it would look like an onion because all the air came off of it and it used to sag down. But I
always knew where Scott's booth was.
There, just to like make fun of him.
So, hey, that reminds me, and it's the one question, I wanted to ask you about, how you did start repping Jim Lee. And because, like we talked earlier, I really started collecting in '97. So I missed what Scott was doing with the image art catalogs. I've seen them since then. But I mean, how did that all play out where you started repping him and everything?
Well, Jim knew me for a long time, and I knew Scott Williams before I knew Jim because of the fact that a buddy of mine, Richard Martinez, was really close friends with Scott Williams. So I knew Scott Williams for a long time, like before I knew Jim. But I knew Jim for a while. And I used to try to buy art from Jim, and he just would not give me not even a penny off of the thing. So like that classic story with that great X-Men cover, that 268 or is it 267? 268.
Yep.
So that cover was up in his booth for $650. And all I had in my pocket was $500. That's all I had in my pocket. I mean, I didn't make a lot of money. I was 22 years old, 21 years old. I don't remember I forgot what year it was. I just remember I had $500 or $550 in my pocket. And I offered it to them. I said, here it is for that cover. I really want that cover. Because I remember seeing this issue. The interiors was fantastic. I said, wow, this is going to be the next hottest artist. This is great. I love this art. I want to buy this cover. And I remember I asked my buddy, Richard Martinez, hey, can you get me up there and talk to them to see if they could do a deal on that cover? And he said, I can get you up there, but I can't guarantee you any kind of deals. So when I went up there, they had it for $650, and I offered $550 or $500 or $550. And I remember Jim looking me straight in the eye and said, no. Are you sure I give you $550 right now? I think I had $650. They said no. And I think I ended up buying a page for them for like $150. And
if you would have bought like 4 pages, you could have asked for a discount, but
yeah. I should have asked something, but at the time, like $650 was a lot of money at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 80s, I just didn't have enough money. And but instead of buying that cover, I bought a Neil Adams cover. The one that's on Calf Gallery, actually. It has 2 Supermans fighting with the pencil background. So instead of the 268 cover, which, oh well. I'm sure the 268 went up in price and Neil Adams kind of stayed in a certain price range. But I always regret not buying that cover, and it came up for Heritage, and again, strike 2. I missed out again. So the next time it comes up, which I don't think it ever will, but if it comes up again, I'm going to go harder on it. So I'm not going to. No way. But
hey, Wayne Osborne says thanks, and tell Albert hey from me.
I love you, Wayne. You're the greatest. But yeah, it was. What was he saying about?
We were. How did you end up? Because Jim Lee's working with Scott, and
what happened was Scott represent Jim Lee, and Jim sold out Wildstorm to DC Comics.
Yep.
And at the time, Warner Brothers was owned DC Comics, and they had those Warner Brothers stores, and the Warner Brothers stores had original art galleries for sale. Like they had galleries selling actual original artwork
Mhm.
in the Warner Brothers stores. And so Jim had to sell off Wildstorm Fine Art, and that was Scott Dunbar's company. And Scott Dunbar stopped selling artwork. I mean, I think he gave it to Jim's sister to sell. She started selling the stuff, and Scott became an editor in Wildstorm. So at the time, they had to sell out Wildstorm Fine Art, and Scott recommended me, and Jim negotiated with me, and part of the deal was I get to rep Jim for a certain amount of time on selling his artwork, and I bought out the whole collection. So
Wow.
I bought the whole inventory, including the balloon, which I never got, which I would have destroyed, and I got to rep Jim. Unfortunately, Jim didn't do anything for DC for quite a while.
Right.
Until and then when he started doing Hush, he renegotiated with me during Scott's bachelor party. So, so Jim got a better deal, and I still represented Jim, but I got it after they did Hush. He was a great negotiator. He did exactly before Hush came out. So I was able to represent him in my regular rate on the earlier covers, but when Hush came out, no, it was the newer rate. So unfortunately that. But later on, it just I was able to sell a lot of stuff, and he was very happy. So we renegotiated again. So he gave me a raise. That's fine. So
Right. That actually reminds me because, like I said, you have one of the most customized sites we've ever built. And one of the early problems we had was, we built these sites for art reps, and you were one of the first people that you were the first person I worked with where the art, where the inker and the penciler needed to be able to be recorded as being on the art as being repped in some manner. And it was just not something that we had ever encountered before. So I remember having to do special programming for you early on to make that work.
Well, guys now are doing it differently, right? Like Felix or all the other guys, right? It's all depending on what the split is,
Right.
They represent the inker and the penciler,
Mm-hmm.
Who else? I guess Splash Pages, right?
Oh yeah, Mark. Well, as far as the reps go, yeah, it'd be Felix, Mark K from Splash Page.
Represent the inkers also.
Mark, yeah, he has he's a few.
Yeah, so he has to have his own recording also the same way.
Right. But you were the one that was the curveball because you were the first one that I had to figure out. All these unique things, and you were the one that made me. That kind of pushed me to really making it the full front end, so you can record everything, and every time you write a payment check to the artist, you needed to record that. I mean, we really had to make this thing work right, and you were the one that pushed me to do it that way, which is always good. I mean, we always like being challenged.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to make my life easier, and that's what you're here for, right? I pay you to make my life easier.
Yes.
I don't want to have another person do something else. So, yes, yes, did I push you into that? Yes, and thank you. You did a great job. The site is great. Thank you very much. And the next new update site is going to be even better.
Yep, we guarantee that. That's for sure. Yeah. Glenn Crane says, "Hey, Albert." So,
hey, Glenn.
And there was a request because I have no idea, but Scott Spilkey asked if you could tell the story about purchasing the Green Lantern 76 cover.
Oh, yeah. Well, the 76 cover, I didn't think I was able to get it. I thought I was going to get outbid on the piece, and I did save a lot of money on Heritage to get myself to be able to buy it if I could, but I honestly, in every auction, if there's a piece I really want, I put in my mind, like, I'm not going to win it. So that if I don't get it, I won't be so disappointed. And so it won't haunt me. It really does haunt me if I don't get a piece I really want. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
I lose sleep. You know, and really, it hurts me that much. So, yeah, that 76 cover, I thought I wasn't going to be able to get it. I thought it was going to go a lot higher. And I saved enough money and I said, okay, I'm going to bid this much. Unfortunately, I also told another collector my high bid. And he bid up to that. And all I did was I did a half bid cut above that and I won. So I think if I never told him anything, I might have gotten it from my own bid. I don't know. But I told him a high bid, and he told me, "Oh yeah, I could do better than that," and he lied.
That's not fair.
Yeah, he lied. He pushed me up to that point, and I'll give another shout out. Saul Zimmerman told me, when they hit my high bid, I said, I'm out. I'm done. This is my bid. And he just nudged me. He says, just do a cut bid. Screw it. You might get it. What would it hurt? So I said, well, screw it. Cut bid. I did it. And sure enough, that was it. That's all it took.
Wow.
Yes, I was really shocked I got it. But then when I got it, I was like, oh my God, I just spent this much. I was like, holy crap. I said, already my wife really hates Neil Adams, you know, so like, do I have another Neil Adams piece? So yeah, that's my 76 story. I mean, I actually, it's a funny story. I don't even have it. It's in the museum right now. It's in Hong Kong.
Oh,
that traveling exhibit, that DC exhibit. By the way, if anybody can see it, it's going to go see it. It's in its last legs. It's in Hong Kong right now, although nobody in U.S. can go see it. So if anybody in Hong Kong, you should go see this exhibit. It's a DC exhibit. It's in Hong Kong right now, and after that, it's going to Japan. And 3 cities in Japan, and hopefully anybody in Japan can go see it. But it's a worthwhile exhibit. It's a lot of DC art. It's a really great. For any original art collector to see that will blow their mind. The amount of artwork they collected. They collected stuff from my collection, from Metropolis, from the Robinson family, from other collectors throughout the world, and put it in this exhibit. It's really fantastic. And also in Warner Brothers archives.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I never even heard of it. I don't know how I could have missed it.
Oh, it never made it to the US because of COVID.
Oh, so that's why, because I've never seen it. Usually I get press releases for that kind of stuff. I've never gotten anything.
It was first in Paris. It was first in Paris, great exhibit in Paris. It went from Paris to London. It went to London for a while, for like 6 months or something. Then from London, it went to Poland. And then I think in between, it went to like Saudi or something. I don't know, something in the middle, which I never went to. And it was supposed to, before COVID, it was supposed to go to Argentina. And then from Argentina, it was going to go to the US. But COVID hit and it just destroyed everything.
Wow.
So from there, they were just looking for the next person that was willing to bank the whole exhibit. And I think the next place was Hong Kong. So Hong Kong got it. From Hong Kong, it's going to Japan. It's going to go up to Japan, and then that's it. I don't think it's going to make the US, but it's a fantastic exhibit. If you can somehow make it to Japan and see it, first we got to get our freaking shots if they're ever going to come up, right?
Yeah.
And you travel to Japan, but it's a really worthwhile exhibit to see. It really is. There's an exhibit right now in Marvel, the Marvel stuff, and I think it's going to go to Chicago soon.
It is. It's going. Yeah. Well, the guy who organized it, we actually had him on the show that you don't watch on Tuesdays. Ben, and I'm drawing a blank on Ben's last name, but yeah, he was the organizer. Oh yeah, yep. And so it's in Detroit now. It's going to Chicago, and then it's I think about next January, it's going to be in Columbus. So we're definitely thinking about trying to do some kind of a, if COVID has relaxed by that point, maybe in January, February of next year, doing something in Columbus, because there's a lot of collectors in Columbus, and that would be, a nice, the Billy Ireland Museum is there right on the campus. So trying to hit that show and do the Billy Ireland Museum on a weekend and do some kind of an art gathering. So I've still got to talk to the museums.
I don't know if I know I can go to Chicago once it gets to Chicago, but I don't think I want to go to Chicago. But
No.
I don't want to go anywhere right now. It's home for a year. I can't believe this. I retired and all I'm doing is stuck at home. I'm like, it feels like jail to me. But
somebody mentioned earlier that you looked like you were in a bank vault.
Huh?
Somebody mentioned earlier that you looked like you were in a bank vault.
Oh, no. This is my office. This is my scanner. So I scan right here. This is my office. This is where I scan everything and put everything up. No, I don't have artwork behind me. I don't have wombats behind me. I guess certain people like decorate their homes with wombats behind them, but not me. But yes. And also my wife doesn't like me hanging up much art in the walls. She doesn't really like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just she only lets me put stuff up in the basement or in certain areas. So I don't really have that much up in the walls. I don't really hang that much up. It's basically toys and flat files. That's really all the art. Yeah, I would need like 10 homes to hang up all the stuff I own. It's just I just don't have enough room.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe you might need a new home. Your wife might not be looking for a new one, but you might be looking for one.
No, I don't want to. I rather use the money to buy more art. I don't want to buy another home. Homes are just a waste of time. I want to buy more art. I'd rather look at the art. I don't want to look at no home.
I hear you. So I actually wondered this earlier when I saw the Triumph logo. So Chris asked, does Albert have a Triumph?
Oh, no, I don't.
You just like the logo.
I just like the logo. I wish I did.
You'd rather have art. You can't have a Triumph.
Yes. I wish. No. Sorry. No, I don't. I wish I could see the text, but no, I'm sorry, I can't see it. Sorry. This iPad not big enough to see all the text or something. Well, if I hit the text, I can't really see anything else. Yep, I can't see anything.
Well, when we're all done, don't leave the studio. You can swing it over and read it all. So don't click to get out of here when we're all done.
To read any of it. Don't worry about it. If anybody wants to ask me something, they can always email me. No,
that's right. AlbertMoy.com. You can email him right through his website.
Yes, I am not going to read it. I'm sorry, I'm not going to read it. Not read it. I can guarantee you right now, I'm not going to read it. So this is good to close the show.
Yeah, this is definitely
good. The last note I had right
now. Yes, no, it's a much more upbeat note.
Yes,
but yeah, and I think we got through all the questions that I saw too. So listen, Albert, you're the man. I appreciate you doing this, and you need to enjoy your retirement a bit more, though. You gotta try to
a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more artwork. Get a little, we need COVID lifted so you can get out and get to a show and high five everybody, because you're a free man now.
Yes, I really thought before COVID I was going to do like 10, 15 shows a year, and it just didn't happen. I really planned 10 shows this year. I had 10 shows planned out, and because of COVID, it was I would have had no updates, by the way, so that would have hurt.
That's true. No, wait. Didn't I hear from Joe that Comic Art Con is going to do a show next month, or maybe it's March?
No, February. They said February, June, and I think September.
Okay. I don't know how they never send me emails. I end up seeing posts other places. I got to get on their mailing list. February, June, and September.
Actually, he just emailed me and said there might be 3 shows. What do I think? And I honestly told them the February show I might not make it to because I was really hoping to go to Hawaii. I wanted to go to Hawaii and lie on the beach, enjoy some kind of retirement instead of like staying in my basement in Queens. I'm stuck here. I wanted to travel, and I thought I was able to travel. And but right now, I think Hawaii is kind of closed off. I mean, they're still on lockdown, and to me, going there in February, probably I won't be able to see anything. So maybe I have to wait the next year. So
well, talk to Steve Morger or Frank Cho because they were just there like a month ago.
I mean, they're a month ago, but well, because of Christmas and everything that happened in Christmas, everything got messed up.
Yeah.
So it spiked up. So now they're going back again. They're closing things down again. It's because everything spiked up. So all I say is get the freaking shots out. You don't want the shot? I'll take the freaking shot.
Right, you want to get the
travel, man.
Right, exactly. You retire and then you're immediately locked up in your house. It's no fun.
And oh my god, I'm like I'm chained up dog. I'm ready to roll around. So yeah, hoping to travel more. I love to do that Singapore show. That show, or I would love to do it someday. And I want to go back to Angoulême. I want to go do that show. There's a show in Italy that I was invited to. I think Berkey was invited to also.
Yeah, that was supposed to be. Yeah, I was going to go to that one too, and then that got canceled. Yeah,
they also invited me also, and I wanted to do that show. And I was going to travel all over. I really was. I wasn't going to do any updates this year. This year would have been bad for the fans because it would have been 0 updates. I would have just been traveling and selling to wherever collectors I meet throughout my travel. So there would have been no art drops. Sorry, George, no art drops. But there really wouldn't be any art drops whatsoever. I'm serious. If COVID didn't happen, you would have probably saw maybe one update the whole year. Because I would have been traveling all over the place. Yeah. Because I wanted that surgery I had, my back surgery, I was just going to go nuts. I was just going to travel everywhere I can. I said, the pain is gone. I'm just going to go do it. I said, screw it. How much time I have left, just got to live whatever life you got left. You just got to do it. Yep. So, buy art. Buy art and travel. That's what you got to do.
Well, as collectors, we're not thankful that COVID hit, but we're thankful that we get all these consistent art drops from you because it's cool. I mean, I've appreciated seeing them. I mean, I've checked them all out. So no, it's been good.
Still have done more than I've ever done in the past. I never thought I could do once a month. I never thought I could do it. I'm shocked that I was able to do it. I really am shocked I did it, but. Actually, 2. Some of them I did like 2 drops, like actually 3 drops, like a regular Bruce Timm and a regular one.
Right.
So I did a lot. I was a little surprised I did that much, but I had to make up for what I didn't make in San Diego. So that was a big hit. San Diego was my biggest show, and I just wasn't able to get to do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully things go back to normal and we get to, start doing shows, get to meet people again. It's always fun saying hello to everyone, going out to dinner, talking to people, and instead of sitting in the basement and FaceTiming people.
Yes, it's like when I was like pulling up photos for you, it's like every other photo was you at dinner somewhere with people in San Diego or in New York. It was you seem to eat out a lot.
Well, yeah, during shows, I do eat out a lot, and also like right now, like it's just me and my wife, so we go out to eat. We don't cook anymore. It's just for 2. It just seems we just go out to eat. So I love going out dining, and unfortunately, because of COVID, no dining anywhere. There's actually you can go nowhere.
I haven't been to a restaurant since last February. That's how sad it is. And no movie theaters either. But that's why we have more money to spend on art. You know, we're
That's true. I mean, I guess that's true. Yes. Although in New York, Long Island, it's actually open. It's all the restaurants are open. It's only like I think it's 50% capacity, and they're all open. It's really shocking. But in the regular, in Manhattan, you can't even you can't go anywhere. There's no place open. There's nothing. There's nothing you can go. There's a collector asked me, "Hey, let's meet in Manhattan to meet for dinner. I mean, meet for drinks." And I said, "There's no place open to meet for drinks." It's like I can meet you in a corner and have a water or something.
I know. It was so funny watching the ball drop, and nobody's there. Or they had those little corrals with people, with a couple in each corral spread out on the street. I thought that was hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious, but it's the state that we're in right now. So
it's just crazy. But
yeah, I'm ready for it to be over.
Here, it's all over. I'm happy. Wow, we went 2 hours. Holy shit!
I know we just hit 2 hours.
I'm sorry. Can I say these things? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, there's no censorship on Facebook or YouTube. No, only if we were playing like Bon Jovi music in the background or something, they would probably delete our video. But we can swear. You can have a drink every now and again.
But I can't believe I talked 2 hours. But I'm happy. I hope this is successful. I hope it helps you guys out. For me, I hope no one's complaining about what I said. I didn't think I said anything bad.
No, you didn't say anything wrong. You didn't say anything wrong at all.
I hope not. I'm sure I did, but I hope not. But yeah, just I'm happy we're going out with a higher note than what I thought we were going to go out with.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so again, it was awesome. I do appreciate you hanging out with me tonight, Albert. We should do it again sometime. Maybe in a year from now, you can kick off my 2022. All right, man.
Doing these things, but yes, we'll do it sometime in the future.
Yeah.
And definitely no Berkey, no Brunswick, no William. That's fine with me. I don't need those two guys.
I know. I've got that 50 for Will. I'm gonna keep it in my wallet for that first time when you guys meet.
Well, definitely $50. Anything he even looks at, $50. Okay. Good night.